Amanda stood in front of the house as she had just finished seeing her friend off when she received a call from an unknown number. "Hello," she said. "What? When? How did this happen?" The person on the other end had just informed her that Toby, her fiancé, had been involved in an accident. She froze, unsure of what to do. She wanted to run far away from her thoughts, but no. Without thinking any further, she ran towards the nearest bus stop to get a vehicle. "Please, take me to St. Louis Hospital," she said as she immediately hopped into the car. She said silent prayers, hoping that the worst does not happen. When she arrived at the hospital, she ran out from the taxi, forgetting to pay the driver. The driver calling out to her, "Madam, give me my money. You have not paid me." "Oh, I am sorry. My mind was not really present. I am going through a lot." "So, because you are going through a lot, does that mean you will forget to pay me my money? Everybody is going through a lot. Oh. Don't use your own problem to affect me," the driver said as he hissed and snatched the money from her hands. Amanda did not bother to exchange words with him. The driver was the least of her problem. When Amanda reached the hospital, she asked to see Toby. She was visibly nervous. "Okay, the second room by your left," the hospital receptionist said, pointing towards the direction. "But, madam, no noise, oh. Do not disturb the patients," she added. This one is just an overzealous nurse," Amanda thought to herself as she walked into the hospital ward. On sighting Toby, tears flowed freely from her eyes. "Toby, what happened? Who did this to you?" she said. Toby tried to speak, but his vision was blurry and he was too weak to talk. Amanda sat by his side, praying that Toby gets well. Toby's head ached as the memory of the accident kept playing in his head like a video disc player. Repeatedly, he was standing just beside his car when he wanted to quickly call Amanda to tell her the good news that his boss had just promoted him to becoming the manager and was sending him on a foreign trip. He couldn't even wait to get home before breaking the news to Amanda. As always, Amanda has always been his gist partner. They shared literally everything together. But before the call could go through, an incoming vehicle knocked him down on the road. A man ran out to check if he was still breathing before running back inside the car. Toby could still see the man's face, though his vision was already blurry. The car sped off, leaving him on the floor. "Toby, Toby," Amanda's voice brought him back to reality. "Doctor is here," Amanda said. The doctor stood in front of them, asking Toby a few questions, and said, "We will have to carry out a few tests and x-ray to be sure of the impact of the accident on him." After 2 days, the doctor returned with a test result. He hesitated to speak at first, but he finally spoke up. "I am sorry, Toby. You might never walk again. With your own legs. The injuries, they were really severe." "What?" Toby said in what sounded like a whisper. Amanda was right there. "Doctor, I don't understand. What are his chances of ever walking again?" "Madam, it is a 70-30% chances. They are really slim," he added. Amanda froze. She could not believe what she was hearing. Her young, vibrant Toby will never walk again? How? From where to where? "Madam," the doctor said as Amanda snapped back to reality. "Doctor, please do something, anything, just anything to help him." "I am sorry, madam. There's only little we can do. We have tried our best." Tears streamed down from Toby's face as his word came crashing right before his face. How was he going to continue with his life, knowing fully well he might never be able to walk again? Amanda tried to shove her feelings aside, to be the bigger person and be strong for him. "My love, everything will be all right," she said, consoling him. Few weeks later, Toby was discharged from the hospital. He was now on a wheelchair. Amanda helped him around the house, making sure he was fine. She would spoon feed him, assist him to the bathroom, and help him with a whole lot of things. But Amanda's faith in Toby started to wear thin. She easily became irritated by his constant demands for help and assistance. One day, Toby called her severally, but she didn't respond. Amanda sat on the bed with so much anger in her. The more Toby called her, the more furious she became. She totally pretended not to hear him. Toby managed to wheel himself to where she was. He was surprised to find her there. He knew it was not possible for her not to have heard him. His voice was loud enough. Amanda, I've been calling you. Why didn't you respond? He said. Oh, so because you are calling me now, I should die? Every time, Amanda, Amanda, help me do this, help me do that. Toby, this is not what I signed up for. And you know it. In fact, I am tired. I am done with all of this nonsense. If you need help, you can as well hire a nanny. But definitely not me. I am not doing this anymore. I am done with you and your sorry self. Toby was shocked at Amanda's words. Why are you talking to me like this? Are we quarreling? Yes, Toby. Yes, we are. Didn't you hear me just now? I said I am done with you and your sorry self and this relationship. Amanda arranged a few clothes inside her luggage and stormed out of the house, leaving Toby in a state of shock and confusion. Toby thought he had seen it all when he had the accident, but now that Amanda dumped him, he could no longer take the pain. Amanda was the love of his life. They had just started dating 2 years before now, and they were planning their wedding. Amanda left him without looking back. Toby cried non-stop, tears flowing like a river. He soon took solace in alcohol, drinking himself to sleep, to forget his pain, to forget his condition. But the reality hit him hard whenever he was sober. One day, he had a knock at the door. It was his boss at his place of work and a colleague of his, Bakari. Bakari had always been his rival at his place of work, and Tobe was a bit surprised to see him. The boss showed concern about his condition, and later she informed him that they had found a replacement for him to fill his position since he had been away, and Bakare was his replacement. He was going to be traveling for the foreign trip in his stead. In that moment, it all made sense to Tobe why Bakare was at his place to obviously spite him, even while trying to feign concern. All through that visit, Bakare had a smirk smile on his face, as if to say, I have put you in your place. Tobe, you don't dare me. But their boss, Mrs. Wilson, had no idea of the rivalry going on between the two of them. After that visit, Toby's life even became worse. The position he had always wanted got to him, only to slip away from him. One day, Toby called an agency that helped hire nurses and maids for people. I need a nanny, he said. Someone to assist me. Okay, sir, we will get you one, the persons assured him. The next morning, Toby had a knock at the door. When he opened the door, a young lady introduced herself as his new nanny from the agency. The lady's name was Mary. Mary immediately swung into action. Sir, what can I help you with? Toby looked at her with disdain. What can you help me with? Is that not why you were being employed? Look around, use your head, and do your job and stop asking stupid questions. Mary was taken aback. She had never seen someone so rude to her. She became really worried. How was she going to work with this person? For 1 week, not to talk of 30 days. She knew she was in for a long ride. Mary picked the broom to start sweeping when Toby yelled at her. Can't you see that I am here? The dust is entering my eyes. I am sorry, sir, she said. Sorry for yourself, Toby said angrily. Mary stood there confused. How was she going to please this man? She quickly said a silent prayer, hoping not to lose her cool while at the job. The following day, when Mary arrived at Toby's house, the whole place was filled with the stench of alcohol, and Toby held a bottle in his hands, obviously drunk. How can one man be a cripple and a drunk at the same time? Mary thought to herself, but she tried to remove the bottle of alcohol from his hands to stop him from drinking any further. How dare you? Is this what you are employed for? Leave me and my drink, he said. No, sir, I can't leave you like this. This is not good for you, Mary whispered softly but firm as she slipped the bottle away from his hands. Toby was too weak because he had had too much drink to even have the strength to drag with her. Mary wheeled him to the bathroom, assisted him with a warm bath, and helped him to his room, where he dozed off like a log of wood. While Toby slept, Mary became really concerned and worried about his condition. While with someone already disadvantaged, want to even ruin his life the more, she thought to herself, but could not get an answer for that. Mary was very diligent with her work. She became more than just a nanny. She helped with the cleaning, grocery shopping, cooking, and making sure everything was in place at Toby's home. But Toby would complain and nag about everything. He would snap at her at any given opportunity, making her feel anxious. At some point, Mary could no longer take it. Her patience was wearing thin. She planned on leaving the job by the end of the month. Immediately she gets her salary. But her thoughts were conflicting. A part of her wanted to stay, to help Toby, to assist him and make him feel better. She felt there was more to Toby she didn't know. She felt beneath the hostile Toby was a sweet soul, but how would she know when he always looked bitter and angry? One day, Mary had resumed her duty at Toby's house when she thought of an idea. She removed all the alcohol bottles from the reach of Toby. When Toby realized what she had done, he was furious. How dare you? Where are the bottles of alcohol? He demanded, his eyes filled with rage. Mary looked at him straight in the eyes. I am sorry, sir. I won't allow you ruin your life, she said. What? Who are you to tell me what is good for me? Give me back my drinks, he demanded. Sir, I bet your kidney and liver are crying for help, for you to stop. I know this is not you. I know you are a good person, but whatever is making you this angry, please, I beg of you, do not let it drown you. The words from Mary pierced straight into Toby's heart, and immediately he bursted into tears. Toby sobbed like a baby. He had bottled up so much pain, so much anger, and now he cried it all out. Mary gave him a tissue to wipe his face, and then she said, Sir, I am sorry if what I said hurt you. Toby took a deep breath and then spoke up. I am the one who is supposed to tell you sorry for treating you badly. You don't deserve it, Mary. You have been helpful since you came here, and the least thing I can do for you is to be kind to you as well. Sorry if I have offended you. I transferred all my aggressions and frustration on you. And for the first time since Mary resumed work at Toby's house, he let out a smile. It meant so much to Mary. At least, she had been able to get through to him. And from that day, Toby became really friendly to Mary. He even offered to help with some things around the house to keep himself busy. He found himself laughing often, and soon he became so fond of Mary. Wherever she was around, he felt peace, the type he had never felt before, especially since he became crippled. Mary would say a lot of funny things just to make him laugh. He became so comfortable with her that each time she closes for the day, He would wish he had stayed back. One day, Mary became so curious and asked, "Sir, have you started physiotherapy? It will really help you." Toby looked at her. "Firstly, stop calling me sir. Make me feel like I'm very old. And secondly, I haven't started. I I can help you with the massage at least. Not the professional one, but just massage. My auntie was a therapist, a physiotherapist, and I watched her help a lot of people. And so, Mary helped him with massages to help him with his muscles and bones. Though the effect was not visible, it was little steps that could count to this recovery. Mary encouraged Tobe to get back to work. Confined to a wheelchair does not mean your mind is not active. You can still walk. Your mind is very active, so why relegate it? Mary's words and encouragement reignited the drive to continue with his dreams and ambition, and so he started writing proposals to few companies for an app he had been working on before the unfortunate incident. And Mary was always there to encourage him. One day, Toby asked Mary to go with him for a dinner date. "Are you asking me out?" she said, smiling shyly. "Technically, yes," he replied. They both knew that they had come to love themselves so much. "Okay, you take my car keys," Toby said, "so you can drive us." Mary paused for a moment. "Drive? I don't know how to drive." "Oh, the few times I tried learning, I didn't just like the experience at all, and so I stopped. Or maybe I might just consider learning again," she said. Toby looked at him. "So, big girl like you cannot drive. Please stop teasing me," she said. And so, they hired a taxi to pick them up for the dinner date that day. Toby and Mary had a great time at the restaurant. They exchanged a few romantic glances as Mary was looking breathtaking. She was looking so beautiful, and Toby couldn't just get his eyes off her. The following week, Toby submitted his business proposal to some companies. Only one told him they would get back to him, but majority outrightly rejected his proposal due to him being confined on a wheelchair. But Mary kept encouraging him. "Don't worry, just keep hope alive," she said. Each time Toby felt like giving up, Mary gave him enough reasons not to give up. Toby became a bit scared. Why will a beautiful lady as Mary want to be with a crippled man like him? It was really surprising, though he had come to love her so much. But whenever Toby remembered the way Amanda, his ex, dumped him in the most vulnerable states, if anyone had told him that Amanda could do such a thing, he would not have believed. But now, Mary cared so much for him, and it was really scary. One day, Toby and Mary were seeing a movie in the living room. When Mary received the call, she was excited. "Oh, brother, you are in town? I am not at home, oh. I am at work." When Toby asked, she informed him that her brother was back from the village and she was in possession of the key to the house. "Oh, you can give him the address to come pick it up at my place," he said. "That would be a better idea. Thank you. I never thought of it." Mary sent Toby's house address to her brother. Hours later, there was a knock at the door, but Mary was in the kitchen cooking. Toby wheeled himself to the door to open it. He saw a man who obviously was looking for Mary. "Sorry, I am Mary's brother," he said. Toby looked at him as though the face was familiar, and immediately he remembered the day of the accident. The very man who had hit him and came out to check if he was dead and went back inside the car and sped off was standing right in front of him in his house. Toby ordered the gateman to shut the door while he called the police. Mary was shocked when he came out of the kitchen to see the police arresting her brother. "He's my brother," she cried out, but Toby wouldn't listen. He knew what he saw that day and was very sure he had seen the man's face before he passed out. Confused, Mary went to the police station to know what the problem was exactly, and that was when she was told that her brother, Okay, was the one who had hit Toby with his car and ran away. Mary couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her brother? Her gaze fell on her brother, Okay, already in police custody, and immediately tears filled Mary's eyes. She stormed out of the police station. For days, Mary could not sleep. The thought of everything that had happened beclouded her. What was she going to do now? Meanwhile, Toby could not believe that Mary's brother was responsible for his condition all the while. He became sad and heartbroken. How come he never had an idea? But he had come to love Mary so much. He was lost in thoughts when he had a knock at the door. It was Mary. She was the last person he wanted to see. The last person he wanted to talk to. The last time he had seen Mary at his place was the day his brother was arrested. "Mary, please, don't beg me. I am not going to allow it slide. Your brother put me in this condition," he said angrily. But Mary looked at him intensely. "I am not here to beg for my brother. I'm only here to tell you the truth. On the day of the accident, I was the one that hit you with the car, not my brother. I was the one driving." Toby froze in shock. He could not believe what he was hearing. "You? You were the one that hit me with the car?" he repeated, to be sure he was hearing right. "Yes, Toby, I am sorry. I never knew it was you I hit that day. My brother is a taxi driver, and on that particular day, he decided to teach me how to drive after several persuasions from me. I didn't see you at first, but when I did, it was already too late for me to match the brake. My brother only came out from the car to check if we were still alive. We were afraid. I was scared. So he ordered me to drive off before people would gather to mob us. I am sorry. I never knew it was you," Mary said, tears streaming down from her face. Toby was in shock. He could not believe that Mary was behind the accident all this while. Toby could not believe it, and so after the confession that day, Mary was arrested in place of her brother. Toby was pained. All of the people in the world, why will it be Mary? He was broken. He didn't know what to do, but justice would have to take full course. One day, as he sat in the living room, consumed in thoughts, he got a call from one of the companies he had sent his business proposal to. They called him. He had gotten the deal worth over 100 million naira. Toby's joy knew no bound. He was excited beyond measure. Mary sat in the police cell, lost in thoughts, when a police officer called out to her, "Who is Mary? Come, someone is here to see you." To her greatest surprise, it was Toby. Toby hesitated and said, "I know it was a mistake, and I forgive you. I have decided to drop every charges against you." Mary could not believe what she was hearing. "Toby, really? Forgive me. I am sorry for all that I have caused you. I am deeply sorry." "Thank you, Toby, for forgiving me," she said as she hugged him tightly. Thank you for watching this story. Please, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. And please do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, and you can kindly share out this video to your loved ones. Until I come your way again with another story, for now, from me, it is bye.